Hello once again, my name is Randall Mercury and today I'm continuing my series on how to make money via the internet. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I traveled around Africa 2018 to 2019 and I saw, some of the saddest poverty that I'd ever seen, and it troubled me, it concerned me. And then the following year, 2019 to 2020, I traveled in Asia, and I also saw, in fact, even deeper poverty. A lot of people think that, the poorest people in the world are in Africa. Yes, but there are actually poorer people even in Asia, and it concerned me, it really concerned me. And I've been a pastor since 2012, and obviously I've been preaching the gospel. But then, it's not enough to just preach the gospel to poor people and then you just walk away, because poor people really don't need religion. They need something that is going to change their lives around, and so they need prosperity. And so I began thinking about it. How can I help people who are poor escape poverty? How can I be an apostle for prosperity? And I tried a number of means. And some of you watching here would remember, especially during the lockdown, which was last year, 2020, I gave out a lot of money. I gave out a total, well, anyway, I gave out a lot of money. But then it didn't change the lives of people. As a matter of fact, it created so much dependency. Now you now have all these people, they'll send me emails, and asking for money, and then just throwing money at the problem did not really help. And so I thought to myself, how can I change the situation? How can I change the situation? And then, I one day, the parable of the Good Samaritan just came to my mind. It came to my mind. If you read Luke chapter 10, verses 25 to 37, that's you see, and you'll read the parable of the Good Samaritan. Now, for some of you who might not have read the scripture, or who don't know the story or the parable of the Good Samaritan, it was told by Yeshua the Hamasiach, who some people refer to as Jesus Christ. His real name is Yeshua Hamasiach. And then he talked about, actually, a young man had come and asked him, who is my neighbor? And so he gave a parable. He talked about a traveler who was going down the road, and then he got attacked and was beaten by robbers who left him half dead. And then first, a Levite came upon him, and then a priest came upon him, and then finally a Samaritan came upon him. Now, for a lot of people, even people who have read that parable, don't really understand what a Samaritan is. I went to Israel. I did a lot of research about that. You see, like the Samaritans and the Jews, they don't get along at all. They don't get along at all. It's just like today, how you would have like a Palestinian and then like an Israeli. They don't get along. When I went to Israel, I went to go to Jericho. And Jericho is probably the oldest city in the world. The oldest continuously inhabited city in the world will be Damascus. But the oldest city in the world, that they found is Jericho. And to get to Jericho, I saw a big, at the border between Israel and Palestine, I saw a very, 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 very big signboard. And what they wrote is that if you are an Israeli, do not cross this border into Palestine. It is illegal, it is dangerous for you, and you can get killed. I mean, you can see there's a lot of animosity between these two people, and that's how it was back then with the Jews and the Samaritans. They had some religious differences, and so like the Jews, they believed that, okay, in Jerusalem was where that they could worship God, because the story with David when he saw the angel in Araunah's field. And then the Samaritans believed that no, it was the place where Jacob had the encounter with the angel. Remember Jacob's ladder, where he had a vision with the ladder going up into heaven. And so they felt, okay, it was there, that they should worship. And so so there was a lot of animosity. They wouldn't even talk to each other. They shunned each other. And then what happened is that it was the Samaritan who passed by, who was moved with compassion, and then he spent money to care for the man, who was a Jew, by the way, who had been attacked and left for half dead by robbers. Now, when you look at the story, it looks to you like a story about compassion. It looks to you about a story about, love. But in reality, the parable of the Good Samaritan is about money. And why is it about money? What the Good Samaritan had that distinguished him from all the other people was that he had compassion. He had compassion. He had love, which was expressed in compassion. Because you know what compassion is that when you have love for people, that it is actionable. That is compassion. But then he had compassion. But assuming he just had only compassion and he didn't have any money, I mean, he just stay there, oh, I feel sorry for you, I cry, oh, sorry for you. It's not going to do anything to the man. He had money. So his compassion was given effect by money. And so he paid money to the innkeepers in the hospital, what they called a hospice back then, to look after the man, to care for the man. So in my travels, when I saw all these poor people, I was moved. I said, okay, I just can't have compassion. I have to have compassion that is actionable. And so instead of just giving out money, what I'm doing is that I'm giving out information that can change the poverty, the situation I'm seeing on the ground. And why am I doing that? Because even though people are poor, people that are poor have cell phones, smartphones nowadays. I was in Tanzania, and you'll not believe it. The population of Tanzania is probably about 75, 80 million, and Tanzania has 50 million internet-enabled smartphones. That's more than the adult population. Ditto Kenya, ditto Nigeria, Bangladesh has 171 million smartphones. Bangladesh is a country that I admire a lot because there's a man by the name of Muhammad Yunus who is doing something similar to what I'm doing, actionably helping poor people. And that's why, this thing, it doesn't have to do with religion at all. It has to do with fear of God. You can have fear of God as a Muslim because Muhammad Yunus is a Muslim. But I respect Muhammad Yunus more than I respect a lot of people who say they are Christians, or even people who say they are pastors. People who are living in ostentatious wealth, flying everywhere, driving the best cars, and not helping people. But anyway, that's another story for another day. So I said to myself, how can I help people? I began researching, and in my research I came across these sites where you can review books and you can get paid to review books. And then the first site, and it's very easy, it's onlinebookclub.org, onlinebookclub.org. And this site, you get paid between $5 and $60 to review a book. Between $5 and $60 to review a book. So imagine that. Imagine if you're able to review several books, just imagine how much you can get. Now, I've gone there, I've reviewed books, and I've seen that it works. You get paid. Online Book Club, it's very easy to sign in. Just go there, sign up. And there's another site, it's called Kirkus Reviews. Kirkus Reviews. Now, Kirkus is Kirkus Reviews.com. Now, people ask, why do I spell out these words? Some of my viewers are visually impaired. They write me, so I do this for them. I have to minister to them. And then you get paid also on Kirkus Reviews to read books. There's another site also. It's called readsy.com. That's R for Romeo, E for Echo, E for Echo, D for David, S for Sam, Y for Yankee, readsy.com. You get paid on readsy.com to read books. Now on Kirkus Reviews, the one I mentioned earlier, that it's almost like a full-time job. So on Kirkus Reviews, but on Readsy, you go there, you get paid to review books, and so you could earn as much as you want on readsy.com, if you're good enough, because they actually ask for a resume. They want to see that if you're good enough. They don't just want anybody to review books. And then you also have instaread.co. instaread.co. Now, InstaRead is seasonal. That means that it's not all the time that they have work. I'm in the publishing business. I've been in that business for more than a decade, and I know that the publishing business is seasonal. So sometimes you go on InstaRead, they might have work or they might not have work, but you get paid at least $100 per review. So these are sites where if you are able to review books, if you have that talent, that you can make money online, review books, and it can be your profession, it can be your business, it can be your 9 to 5. Now, my name again is Reno Omokri. If you have questions after watching this video, you can put a comment. I respond to comment, my staff also respond to comment, or you can send me an email. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.